Well, we made it up to peak 5024. It is the second highest peak on the mountain, far shorter than that peak. So today we're at Lost Dutchman State Park, and we're going to climb up to the top of the Superstition Mountains, at least on, I guess, what is this, the westernmost side of the Superstition. So peak 5024, we'll also hit Flatiron, which is where most people stop at. So overall, we're looking at, this is an out and back hike, or an up and down hike if you want. And to Flatiron, it's 3 miles and like 2,700 feet of elevation gain, most of it in the last mile. And going to 5024, we're going to be tacking on about another half mile and another 300 feet of elevation, give or take. So anyway, let's go. Well, unfortunately, I've got a leak in my water blender, so it's kind of putting a damper on things. I don't know how much to push myself on this little hike. So I kind of meandered away from Flatiron, not towards peak, what is it, 5027, but instead just kind of go along near the ridge line, and it is absolutely gorgeous. All the wildflowers, we got red, orange, white, yellow, and obviously off in this direction, absolutely stunning. We're at roughly 4,700 feet. Took a screenshot with the altimeter, so we'll throw that on there. And I guess it's time to make the decision. It took all this time to record this video, and I apologize that I didn't have more kind of explanation or talking throughout, but one, it's super packed today. It's a Sunday. Should have seen that coming. I'm a little bit camera shy. And two, there's a huge amount of scrambling on this hike for anybody that knows. And so I needed, both hands and both feet for good chunks of it. So I didn't want to risk my own safety just for the shot. But hopefully you guys can appreciate, given the height here, we're right around, again, 4,700 feet. Definitely some climb to get up here. All right, just got to get to the top of that. And it's only 80-some degrees, so it's not too bad. I should have enough water to get me at least to the top and begin my descent down, so I'm not too worried about that. Plenty hydrated on the way over to the hike. Here's a good angle to show why they call it Flatiron. Well, we made it up to peak 5024. It is the second highest peak on the mountain, 12 feet shorter than that peak, so a little irritating. Only the second highest peak, gar. But this is kind of a good spot. You can see one of the coolest hikes in all of Arizona is right along this ridge line of the Superstition Mountains. You can't see the entire hike. Of course, we got Weaver's Needle right there. Lost Dutchman's Gold somewhere in the vicinity. Hint, hint. But yeah, we'll be getting a ridgeline hike up on the channel at some point. We're just kind of getting to the wrong time of year. I mean, it's about, I don't know, 85 degrees right now. So I'm dogging it this hike. But it is a beautiful day. I can't believe nobody came all the way to the tip top. A lot of people went out to Flatiron, but yeah, we'll have to call this good. I think I got enough water to make it back. Which reminds me, a golden rule of hiking, a golden rule of life in general. Stay hydrated. Because if I would have been more hydrated last night, yesterday, the day before, coming into this hike, I wouldn't have drank through my water as quick, and the leak wouldn't have affected me as much. Regardless, I'm gonna take a breather, have a little snack, and make my way back down. See you in the car. So that's Flatiron. Unfortunately, I did not use all trails, so I don't have any stats to put up. But again, because I've done this before, it's roughly 7 miles to that peak 5024. Again, right around the 3,000 foot elevation gained. If I'm not mistaken, we're sitting at about 2,000 feet here in the parking lot. Might as well check the altimeter while I'm doing this. And actually ran into a guy on the way back, and we were talking about how, yeah, so I showed just under 2,100 feet as far as the elevation of the trailhead here. So yeah, about 2,700 feet up to the top of Flatiron, and about another 350-ish feet to the top of 5024. So really wonderful hike, but as I was saying, make sure you bring water and you're prepared when you go out hiking, especially difficult hikes. Flatiron is notoriously a difficult hike. It may have more people quit than finish. And a gentleman that I was getting to the trailhead at around the same time with, we were talking about the number of people we saw with like a little 12-ounce bottle of water. Dangerous. We'll see. I may end up being on the search and rescue that takes care of folks on this mountain, and that's one of the #1 reasons. Slipping and falling while going too fast and not bringing enough water. But hey, now I'm rambling and I'm ranting. I appreciate you stopping by, checking out this hike. We'll see you next time. Peace.